Hi everyone, Theo here. Today I'm going to review the Kobo Libra 2 7-inch e-ink e-reader. First of all, a disclaimer, this is a review unit provided by the company, and Kobo has also sent over the 8-inch Kobo Sage, which I will review in a separate video. This review may be a bit long, so if you want to save time, you can check out the text review that I have already written. The first thing I want to do is to give you a quick introduction to some of the e-reader products from Kobo. The prices listed here are in US and Singapore dollars. I'm just going to go through the main differences between these models. You can pause this video to look at the specifications at your own time. This is the 6-inch Kobo Clara HD, 7-inch Kobo Libra 2, 8-inch Kobo Sage, and 10.3-inch Kobo Ellipsar pack. Now, if you have a limited budget, consider the Kobo Clara HD. The price is US $119. This has 8 gigs of storage capacity. So this model is mostly for reading ebooks. It's just for reading. If you want to listen to audiobooks, consider the next 3 models, which have 32 gigs of storage capacity. You have higher storage because some of the audiobooks can get quite big in terms of file sizes. At the time of making this video, only Kobo audiobooks are supported, so you won't be able to play audiobooks that you have downloaded somewhere else. Kobo Libra 2 is US $179. Kobo Sage is $259, which is $80 more compared to Kobo Libra 2. The main difference between these two, other than the display size, is Kobo Sage has support for the pen, which is sold separately, and it also has support for the battery charging cover, which is also sold separately. So if you do not need the pen or the battery charging cover, you can go with Kobo Libra 2 to save the money. If you read a lot of PDFs, go with the larger display, the Kobo Ellipsar pack. This is priced at US $399. This is significantly more expensive because it comes bundled with the pen as well as the cover. These are the items included in the box: safety information, quick start guide, 1 meter long USB Type-A to USB Type-C cable. The Kobo SleepCover is sold separately. There are 2 types. This is the one with the foldable cover, and this can be used as a stand for the e-reader. The other is the SleepCover Basic, which is just a normal flip cover. I will show you how this works later on. So this is the Kobo Libra 2 with a 7-inch e-ink Qatar 1002 touchscreen display, which is supposed to have faster refresh rate, and flipping through pages seems fast enough for me. Resolution is 1264 by 1680, 300 ppi. Text is sharp and the contrast of the e-ink is good. The exterior is made of plastic. The build quality is good. There is no flex at all. We have 2 side buttons here near to the edge, which is easy to reach, and they have good feedback when you press them. The edge where the buttons are also curved slightly, so that it's easier for you to hold. The shape of this e-reader is almost squarish. The aspect ratio is 4:3, which works surprisingly well when it comes to reading A4 size documents or PDFs. But this 7-inch display is not good for viewing PDFs because you cannot change the font size for PDF documents, so you have to zoom in. You can actually use finger gestures to zoom into the PDF, and if you have your finger on the PDF document for about 1 second, they will show you this navigator here to tell you which part of the PDF you are looking at. There will be some lag when you are scrolling through PDFs. So when it comes to reading PDFs, go with the larger display because zooming in and out is quite tedious. Let's go back to home. I like the texture on the body. There is this smooth matte textured surface which is really nice, but my camera is not able to capture that. This texture is much better at resisting fingerprint smudges compared to the semi-glossy surface on the Kobo Sage. And this is how reflections look on the matte display. Reflections can be quite glaring, so when reading, I try to avoid having any reflections on the display. This is the back with the company logo, power button, and they have this nice pattern here. This design is etched into the back. The power button is located on the opposite side of the logo that's in front, so the power button is here. And on this side, we have a USB-C charging port with data transfer speeds up to USB 3, which is very fast. Kobo Libra 2 is available in two colors, black and white, and this white is off-white. This design looks good to me. I like the rounded corners. I like how comfortable it is to hold this in one hand. The weight is 215 grams, so I can hold this for long periods of time without feeling discomfort, even with the sleep cover on. And you can hold this in whatever orientation you prefer. The auto rotate is quite fast. Let's take a look at the slip cover. This is useful if you want to put the e-reader in your bag with other items. This is going to protect the display. But if you are just using the e-reader at home, I don't think a slip cover is necessary. So this is the plastic bag, and we have the front and back with PU leather. The texture is quite nice. The slipcover is available in several colors, and this is the blue one. The interior is this velvet-like material, and these two indents here are for the buttons. So let's just put this into the slipcover. So this is a slipcover, which means when you close it, the e-reader would go to sleep, and when you open it, the e-reader would wake up. So this can be quite convenient, and it's very comfortable to hold as well. The magnets would also stick to the back so it doesn't flop around like this. The slip cover protects all the sides except for the side with the charging port. So this is how you fold the slip cover. Push these two sides together and they will snap together with the magnets, and you can use this as a stand. And this is quite versatile in the sense that you can deploy the stand in whatever orientation you prefer. However, the home screen can only orientate this way or this way. If you go into the ebook, the orientation will be adjusted for you. I'm not sure how useful this stand is, but it's an option if you do need a stand with your slip cover. Otherwise, just go with the slip cover basic, the one without the stand. Let's talk about the software features. So these are the 15 file formats supported by this device, and the only audiobooks that are supported are the Kobo Audiobooks at the time of making this video. I have transferred audiobooks that I have elsewhere onto the device. I also have some MP3s transferred over, and those files do not show up on the home screen. So if you want to listen to audiobooks that you have purchased or downloaded elsewhere on this device, it's not possible. For the ebooks that you already have, as long as the file format is supported by the device, this will recognize those files. So the main selling feature of a Kobo e-reader to me is actually the integration with OverDrive. OverDrive is a service that connects to selected libraries around the world. So for example, here I'm connected to the Singapore National Library. So if I'm searching for a book, I can choose to search the Kobo store if I want to purchase that book, or I can choose to search OverDrive. More specifically, I can choose to search the library that I'm connected to. So these are the books that are available from the local library here in Singapore, and I can borrow them, which is to say that if I want to read this book, I don't have to pay to buy the book, and this can save me a lot of money. If the book that I want is not available from the library, then I can always choose to buy the book from the Kobo store. The library actually pays for a limited number of licenses for the books. OverDrive can give you access to all the books that your local library has, but the downside is this service is only available to selected countries at the time of making this video. If you cannot find the book that you want from your library, you can choose to purchase the book from the Kobo store. The on-screen keyboard is not as responsive compared to keyboards on other tablets, but it's still very usable for searching. The prices for the books are quite reasonable and competitive to what you can find on the Amazon Kindle store. So this is the home page. You have your recent books, recommended books from the Kobo store, shortcut to OverDrive, and these are all the books that I have on this device. Some were actually preloaded on this review unit. You can scroll by moving the slider up and down, or you can just tap to scroll. It's quite fast for an e-reader. So let's open a book and see. You can turn the pages by tapping on the screen or use the buttons on the side. I can see some ghosting from the previous page, but it's not that bad. Ghosting is actually quite minimal. And flipping through pages is quite fast. The overall visual quality is very good. The contrast of the black against the e-ink canvas, it's very nice. Dictionary is built in, so just tap on the word for a split second or so and the dictionary meaning will appear at the bottom. You can tap at the top or bottom of the display to access the reading settings, and here you can flip through the pages very quickly by dragging the slider, and it would show you a preview of the page as well. This is quite fast. So let's go to this page. This is where you can change or lock the orientation. Here you can adjust the brightness, the color temperature, and the bedtime. Here you can choose from the list of fonts available. And when you change the fonts will update instantly. Here's the cool thing. You can change the font size, line spacing, margins by using the slider here. Once you tap the slider, you can use the buttons to adjust the font size. So for example, if you want to change the line spacing, just tap the line spacing toggle there, and now you can use the buttons here on the side to adjust the line spacing. And here you can get some analytics, like how much time you need to complete the chapter or the book. And here you can choose what sort of information to show on the header or the footer, like do you want to show the number of pages or how much time is left to complete the chapter. And here you can scroll down for more options and turn on dark mode. If you are reading this book at night, you may want to turn on dark mode. The black is not like 100% black, but it's dark enough. The contrast and the sharpness of the text on this e-ink display is really good, if you don't already know by now. The software would also reverse or inverse the PDF for you. And this is how much time it takes to flip through PDF pages. So there seems to be a split-second delay. Let me just turn off dark mode. Alright, this looks much better. There doesn't seem to be any change in the page flipping speed. So as mentioned earlier, the text in PDF documents is fixed, so if you want larger text, you have to go with larger displays. Flipping through text is much faster compared to flipping through PDFs. Let's see what it's like to read in a room that is almost completely dark. By the way, you can still see this device because I have my handphone's torchlight turned on somewhere in the room. So right now this is at 0% brightness. You can use the buttons by the side to adjust the brightness as well as the color temperature. So now I'm going to increase the brightness to 1%. Now this video has been edited to show you as close to what I am seeing in real life. 2%, 3%, 4%, and 5%. Now in a room that is completely dark, personally I would go with 3 to 4%, which is what you are looking at right now. 1 to 2% is too low for me. Now what I really like here is the increment in the brightness is very subtle, so you can adjust the brightness to whatever brightness you want. As in, the brightness doesn't jump that significantly when you increase it by 1 to 2%. So this is 7%, 8%, 9%, and 10%. The strange thing here is the button at the bottom increases the brightness, but the button at the top reduces the brightness. In a room where there is some dim lighting, I would go with 10 to 15 to maybe even 20% brightness. But of course, that will really depend on your personal preference. Let's adjust the color temperature. To do that using the buttons, you have to tap on the color temperature toggle first. Otherwise, those buttons will just adjust the brightness by default. So this is 0%, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it looks like there are 10 steps, and this looks very orange to me. This is too much for me. 5 would be a good amount for me. Lighting appears to be applied quite evenly, which is nice. I don't see any wavering light pattern near the edge of the display. So the lighting situation here, it's really nice. Here's a close-up of the text on the Kobo Libra 2 at 10% brightness. This is dark mode, 10% brightness. The black is not completely black, but the contrast is quite good. Let's talk about audiobooks. To listen to audiobooks, you need a Bluetooth speaker, headphone, or earphones because there is no 3.5mm audio jack. So you have to turn on Bluetooth and connect to your hearing device first. You can also do the Bluetooth connection here. If it shows no Bluetooth connection, just tap on the Bluetooth icon and connect to your device. So let's play. You can adjust the volume from the e-reader as well. Just tap on this icon and adjust the volume using the slider, or again use the buttons. You can adjust the playback speed as well from 0.75 to 2.75 times. The battery life will drain much faster when you are listening to audiobooks. For this unit that I have here, the battery life will drain 11 to 12% for each hour of audiobook playback. So we are looking at a total of 9 hours of audiobook playback time. If you are not listening to audiobooks, Bluetooth would turn off by itself after a few minutes, which is great because otherwise it's going to drain the battery life of this in less than half a day. When it comes to reading ebooks, battery life can last for weeks. At the time of making this video, Kobo Audiobooks are not available through the Kobo store on the e-reader, and they are also not available through the Kobo app on the phone or tablet, so you have to find those Kobo audiobooks on their website. And you can choose to purchase the books individually or sign up for their $10 per month subscription service where you get access to all these audiobooks. And then once you have access to these audiobooks, you can download them onto the Kobo Libra 2. So why would you want to buy this when you can already listen to audiobooks from your phone, your tablet, or even your computer? Well, it's really up to you. This is just an option for you. If you do want to listen to audiobooks on your phone or tablet, then you can go with the Kobo Clara HD, which is noticeably cheaper compared to the Kobo Libra 2. Kobo should really make it possible for you to search for audiobooks on this e-reader so that you don't have to go to the website and come back here again. So that's pretty much all I have to say about the Kobo Libra 2. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching this very long review. Bye!